The New England Patriots just proved they're playing chess while everyone else, they're playing checkers. Well, technically, I'm playing Candyland and losing to a 3-year-old, so is what it is. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the daily Patriots content. Don't miss out. All you got to do is subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button. On the front end of the episode, we're going to be jumping into Josh McDaniels and some of the things he is doing to incredibly improve this offense. I think you will be surprised, or maybe not. Who knows? As well, we're going to jump into the Giants, talk a little bit about them before the Monday night matchup. And then as well, a little cherry on top. Got to show some love to this specific player. So let's jump right into it. First and foremost, I think a big narrative at the beginning of the season was Pop Douglas. A lot of people want to see Efton Chisholm, the Chiseler, whatever you want to call him, your nickname. Comment below again. I forgot. I didn't remember all the nicknames, but there were quite a few. But anyways, a lot of people want to see Efton Chisholm out there on top of over Pop Douglas. Now, Pop Douglas, as of late, has really started to step it up, and I think there's a big reason for that. And I think that big reason is this. I think Josh McDaniels is starting to see more of Pop Douglas and put him in situations where he thrives. Case in point, let me explain. A typical slot really, really thrives going up against man coverage. Let's think about it. You're playing the slot. If you're going up against zone, you have the option, 1, on a free release. 2, you have the ability to go inside, outside, where you can really stretch the zone, and then find a soft pocket where, boom, you can exploit the zone. So a lot of times you see these quick routes that, think of a Tyreek Hill that can just find open space, boom, take it. Think of Wes Welker of days of old. Think of Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola, all these different guys. They would exploit these zones. But oddly enough, this stat right here we're going to jump into shows yards per route specifically against man coverage. So that's the odd thing about Pop Douglas. Pop Douglas has thrived when it comes to playing against man coverage. Specifically, not even short intermediate routes, but we're talking more downfield routes. Think about some of the touchdowns he's scored. They've been on some big time plays. Again, we know he's speedy. We know he can, when he gets into the open field, he's very dangerous. But oddly enough, he has been thriving more in these more downfield man coverage situations. Josh McDaniels has seen that, and I think that's why you've seen a big change in Pop Douglas from the beginning of the season to now. I also think that's a reason last year he didn't thrive as much in AVP's offense. Now, granted, there's a lot of different situations going on there, but I think the last year in particular, when we looked at that, the year before that, Pop Douglas was a leading receiver. Last year, it was Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry, a lot of times he'd just go up the seam, boom, do a little curl route, hitch route, whatever you want to call it, and that was typically the money route. He'd just sit right in the middle of the field, and that would help get us down the field. And Pop wasn't thriving in those short-range, intermediate throws. And so we look at this, and it clearly, as we look at the stats, so this is a yards per route ran, again, against man coverage. Now, you might look at this and say, well, Aaron, how's this saying anything? That's 3.7 yards a route. That's not saying, I'm not saying the amount of targets he has, receptions he has. That means routes ran. So this is just a big indicator of how well he is doing in that verse man coverage. And so, again, you look at some big names up there. Obviously, leading the chart almost in everything is Jackson Smith and Jigba. He is doing crazy things with Sam Darnold in Seattle. Puka Nacua with Matt Stafford, A.J. Brown. You see some big-time names up here, and then you see Pop Douglas. Pop Douglas has been thriving when Josh McDaniel realizes he's in man, he gets him downfield, and he exploits the weakness when it comes to these people playing man. Specifically, a lot of times when it's slot, who do we see? We can see a safety come up. You can see a linebacker if that's a mismatch as well. Obviously, there's the nickel, but it all depends on the defensive scheme. But Josh McDaniels has put Pop Douglas, here's the big thing, the masterclass thing, the chess, not checkers, in a position to thrive now and moving forward. So again, night and day difference from last year for the New England Patriots. Seeing this and having someone come in who truly is a guru on the offensive side of the ball, and can exploit and put players in positions to succeed to the best of their abilities. And I think you will continue to see Pop Douglas excel, obviously, under a Josh McDaniels offense. Now, what's interesting, so comment below, tell me what you think about that, but I think that is huge for this team. And as well, there's another stat we're going to jump into in a second that also jumps into Stefon Diggs, which is awesome too. But what's interesting with this is, yes, we understand this when it comes to, Pop Douglas in the slot and how McDaniels has changed some things for him so he thrives more. But what's interesting, on those quick, on those short, on those man, those zone coverage, situations, it's interesting that we don't see Efton Chisholm in there at all. And we haven't yet. Because you would think, okay, if that's what he excels at, Pop does, do we think that as a more traditional slot that, again, Josh McDaniels would probably lean more towards? You think you would see Efton Chisholm in situations where, okay, we're going to exploit the zone coverage, get someone in there that this is more their wheelhouse. But we haven't seen that yet. Again, I think a lot of people have been more and more pleased with Pop and how he's played. Again, I think there's a direct correlation between that and Josh McDaniels. But it will be interesting to see down the road if that's something they start to roll out. Who knows? We will see. But comment below. Tell me what you think about Pop. What do you think about his performance as of late this year? I think he definitely has stepped it up from last year. But this is just a really cool analysis. Really cool to see. So comment below. Tell me what you think. Next up, you look at first down, percentage based on routes. Again, this is against man coverage. And one thing I think, if you watch Stefon Diggs a lot, one thing he's really good at is, the hitch, is the curl, where you see him, a deeper curl where he's going 10 to 12 yards. Man, he stops on a dime, turns around, and boom. He's hit that route multiple times, and it's been great to see. And so his percentage of first down to routes is pretty solid. Again, up there with Jackson Smith and Jigba, Puka Nacua, CeeDee Lamb. There is some Amon-Ra St. Brown. There are some big-time wide receivers up there. And Demario Douglas is not far. So again, Josh McDaniels is putting Drake May, these wide receivers, these offensive players, in the position to excel based on their skill sets. You love to see it. You love to see this moving forward. Again, squashing the narrative. And I just saw this the other day. Someone was talking about wide receivers in New England. Squashing the narrative that, the wide receivers in New England aren't good. That's false. Last year, there was a lot of issues. This year, things have taken a 180, and I love it, and it's only getting better. So comment below. Tell me what you think. Chestnut checkers. Pop Douglas so far this year. What do you think? Stefon Diggs. Maybe there's another receiver. Maybe you want to say something about Efton Chisholm. Drop it below. Would love to hear from you. Now, next up, we got to jump into talking about the Giants. Listen, it's a random Tuesday night, and there happens to be a football game on. Yeah, you could scroll by, or what you could do, watch the game, jump on DraftKings, and make a little bet. Make things interesting. You guys know I have teamed up with DraftKings, and I have a special offer for you. New customers bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Sign up using promo code STP. Again, guys, it's simple. Bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Sign up using promo code STP. It's not rocket science. It's pretty easy. And guess what? It makes things fun. So ladies and gentlemen, don't miss out. Look below, gambling problem, description. It'll help you out. The Giants' run defense, ladies and gentlemen, is horrid. It is bad. Again, you look at this chart right here. We knew last week that the Bengals' defense was not good on both sides. So passing yards allowed as well as run defense was not good. We struggled. We struggled. It wasn't good. Win's a win. But the Patriots this upcoming Monday night have the ability to redeem themselves with a healthy Ramondre Stevenson, with Travion Henderson in this run game, in this running attack. Yes, I know they're going to be hobbling in on the offensive line. Ben Brown as well as Verdarian Lowe on that left side. But when it comes down to it, they need to come out here and blow the doors off the Giants. And I will say this, I will concede this about the Giants. If you look at the Giants schedule, and I'll have to bring a Giants reporter on this week. I'm going to try to do that. I've been talking with a few different people. But if you look at the Giants, they have lost some close games to some good teams. And I will admit, against the Cincinnati Bengals, I kind of figured they were going to be pushovers. And that was my mistake. I shouldn't have thought, when it's a field full of professionals, there are times, obviously, things can go downhill quick. That was not the case for the Bengals. That was a nail biter of a game. And this game against the Giants could be as well. But if anything shows, if we can dominate on the ground, I truly think we have the ability to run over the Giants. And you're like, Aaron, you idiot, don't go down this road again. Don't be overconfident. I'm not trying to be overconfident. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to say is this rush defense is awful. And if we can get things clicking in the run game, it's going to be hard for the Giants to win. That's all I'm saying. Again, Jahmyr Gibbs, absolutely, he had some big-time runs against the Giants. Travion Henderson has shown, ask the Buccaneers, ask him, he can absolutely blow the top off the defense. If he gets to the second level and you let him get full speed, he gone. He gone, ladies and gentlemen. So again, this is just a little preview to that game. We'll see what happens, but we'll talk more about the Giants. But I think that's just a little nice appetizer heading into the game. A couple things. Injury report. It's expected that Will Campbell will likely head to the IR. I don't think that's a surprise to many with the MCL sprain. Jared Wilson, though, has received better news. He could come back much sooner. Regardless, you want these guys ready to go for the playoffs. I think that's the biggest concern. All right. And, I think they'll be all right. It could have been much worse. They both could have been out for the season. They are not. So hope for the best, speedy recovery for both of them. Last up, Andy Borregales, Player of the Week, AFC Special Teams Player of the Week, 4 of 4 for field goals. Again, a player. A lot of people said we missed out on John Parker Romo, Joey Sly, Chad Ryland, all these different guys. I don't even think Romo is starting for the Falcons anymore. I think he's out. So again, the Patriots made a smart move. Good job for Andy. Awesome to see. Again, when you do your job on special teams, I feel like when you don't do your job, that's when you hear a lot of people talking about it. But when you do, you don't hear it as much because it's just like it's at times an afterthought to the offensive and defensive play. But it's cool to see him getting this Player of the Week award as well. Just balling out. Love to see it from the rookie. So anyways, comment below. Tell me what you guys think. We'll be putting out a video tomorrow morning for Thanksgiving. We'll see you later. Hit the sub button. Peace.